Today, we'll be taking on the Gauntlet Challenge with Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, and the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see how it goes. Hey, people wrote off Geno Smith, but he's still writing back, right? As he says. That is such an incredible story. I don't think anyone, even NFL insiders, knew how good the Seahawks were going to be. The only people that knew that they were going to be decent were the people inside that Seahawks facility. Everyone thought this was going to be a rebuilding year for Seattle. No one would have thought that this was going to be a playoff team. People thought the Denver Broncos were going to be the playoff team with the acquisition of Russell Wilson. But the exact opposite happened in Denver, and now Seattle has a boatload of picks and a top 5 pick from the Denver Broncos and many more first rounders for the years to come. That was such a good job by the Seattle GM right there. Let's also give props to Pete Carroll with holding the team together and creating a competitive team with the roster that they had. I remember watching the Seattle Seahawks and Pete Carroll back in the early 2010s when they went to Super Bowls and won. I also remember when Pete Carroll was at USC, and that was incredible teams that he had during the early 2000s. Despite being the oldest coach in the NFL, that doesn't stop him, and he just keeps chugging on and putting out quality teams out in Seattle year in, year out. I remember when Geno Smith was drafted by the New York Jets and was the starter for them right after Mark Sanchez, and he had a couple good years, but didn't quite reach the potential that many people had expected. So it is really nice to see him bounce back and find his home in Seattle. It'll be fun to watch him in the next couple years. I'm glad we can see him right back. That is always nice to see. As we know, Pete Carroll loves to run the ball, so it is nice to see that the draft pick of Kenneth Walker is really panning out in Seattle. That's the perfect fit for him. Seattle has some free agents this year, such as Geno Smith, Rashad Penny, Austin Blythe, just to name a few. Who do you guys want to see come back, and who do you guys want to see walk into free agency? Let us know in the comments below. The Seahawks will also have $31.34 million in cap room and have the 6th most in the league. So who do you guys want to see them bring in free agency if they decide to go that route? The Seahawks can also be conservative with their cap and not go with free agents, but go hard on the draft. They have a top 5 pick from Denver and Russell Wilson and can bolster up the D-line. Who would you guys like to see the Seattle Seahawks pick up with that 5th pick? Or would you like to see Seattle trade it and get more draft capital? That'll be an interesting one too. And how was last year's free agent signing Uchenna Nwosu? He was phenomenal as the edge rusher for Seattle this year. It'll be interesting to see who they draft potentially to line up on the other side of them. Once they do that, that defense will be a lot scary. A great year for the Seahawks overall, and some momentum and some foundations built this year to help them in the next upcoming season. Seattle has a very bright future with Pete Carroll at the helm. The Seattle Seahawks make it to level 26 on the Gauntlet. Let us know what teams you want to see next, and it'll be an interesting year for the Seattle Seahawks next year. Will be fun to watch. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.